You already know that Access 2003 uses a set of menus and toolbars on the database window. In Access 2010, the ribbon places those commands in a set of tabs, and it divides each tab into a set of groups, like so. When you're working with data, the Home tab provides the commands you use the most. For example, this is where you copy and paste, sort and filter, or add an aggregate function. Also, you'll sometimes see an arrow in the lower right corner of a group. That's a dialog box launcher, and this one starts the datasheet formatting dialog box. Access only has 2 dialog box launchers, and the second one, here in the clipboard group, starts the clipboard. When you need to build or change a database, you'll use the Create and Database Tools tabs. The Create tab is where you find the designers and wizards for any database object, as well as the Visual Basic editor. The designers work like they always have. For example, you can add controls, use control wizards, and set tab order. The Database Tools tab is where you start the Relationships pane, the Database Documenter, and the Switchboard Manager. And these tools also work like they did in the previous version of Access. For instance, you still right-click a join line when you need to edit a relationship. When you need to import or export data, you use the External Data tab. But instead of clicking a command on the File menu, you click the type of file you want to import or export, and fill out the first dialog box. Typically, you select a source or destination file, and that usually takes you to a second dialog box. And when you're done, you can save the import or export steps and repeat them later. At this point, you need to remember that the ribbon isn't static. Tabs and commands will change depending on the object that has the focus or the job you're trying to do. For example, when you open a report, the Print Preview tab appears. As another example, when you start the Query Designer, the Design tab stays visible until you run the query, and the tab only reappears when you go back to Design View. You'll also find some frequently used commands here. This is the Quick Access toolbar, and when you first install Access 2010, it provides Save, Undo, and Redo buttons. If you want to, you can customize this toolbar. Click the arrow here, pick a command from the list, and your choice appears when you're done. Finally, you can also customize the entire ribbon. For instance, if you constantly use a small set of tools to build your databases, you can put those tools in their own group or on their own tab. So for more information about using and customizing the ribbon, see the links in the quick reference card at the end of this course, and next we'll look at how MDB files work in Access 2010.